Hope all you swabbies are still awake. Late Night Mega here, and we're back with, this is actually the final stage in Tier 10. It's 11th place, ooh, by a spark. It's Realm of the Lich Lord, with an average score of 77.5. Alright. Yeah, we have that fire thing again. The pointers, the electricity. We have this gimmick. Yeah, don't just wander off into the death. Why is the... Got a blood bat. Can I destroy that? I can't destroy that. So the dark holes are just going to be... This is a very interesting atmosphere. That is not solid ground that I can just freely stand on. I'm kind of getting, like, with this aesthetic here, the purple structure there, and this tree, I'm getting, what's the name of that game? Is it Battle for Olympia? It's a really old, obscure NES game. But those trees just kind of look like it. Okay, so those things can spawn other types of enemies too. Oh gosh, demon cat thing. Oh, that's a thing I have to... Oh, those things are just going to zap me. Okay. Everything's just kind of been recolored. You have to... We're still safe. Safety being a little bit relative here. Oh, that is not a one-up head. That is a... There's all sorts of stuff going on here. Oh, I mistime that. Oh dear. Alright. Never been great at timing those electricity things. We have this thing again. Fortunately, it died before it just walked on top of me. This doesn't look like Battle for Olympia anymore. Yeah, I saw that coming. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the health. Thought I was gonna get by there without it. Oh, jeez. I don't like those mouse pointer enemies. Just flush this screen. This is kind of looking like a Castlevania now. I kind of need that easy E. I suppose I could have gotten it legit, but... Why should I? Okay, that's gonna spawn bats. Apparently it doesn't spawn more than one at a time. Why is there... Looks like this should be like some sort of secret door or something. Whoa, whoa, oh, you're just spawning those things. I don't approve... I vastly do not approve of things that are happening to me. What's this thing going to spawn? It's going to spawn more of that crap. Ooh. I'll take the bolt. That's a convenient shooting point. Can you stop? No. No! That screen took way too much of my health. We're fine. What am I supposed to do about all of this now? Well, like that, but without getting hit. Hello, what are you? Oh, you're Dynaman recolored. Well, I guess this would be a good time to just fight Dynaman normally. I don't know how I'm meant to dodge all this. Kind of dodged it. Okay. Honestly, I think the level structure there kind of helped me a little bit. Blocking some of those shots. Anyways, that was a pretty good stage overall. I didn't find anything really wrong with it. Maybe at some points it was kind of hard to tell with all the recolored graphics, you know, what exactly was going to happen and what was going to do what. But it did create quite an atmosphere. Genuinely, what an amazing looking level. The tiles, the backgrounds, the enemies, the boss, the entire level looks amazing. It also plays really well. This is one of the most solidly built levels in the entire contest. You hit a great balance of each room feeling like its own challenge, while also working as part of the greater level. The complementary assets, like the moving platforms at the start, feel natural and really add to the level without bogging it down. Using the elect blocks with the fire spikes can rack up a lot of damage really quickly if you're careless, but you spaced things out and made it reasonable to figure out what to do without it being too easy. Difficulty in this level is just right. This is definitely a level where the designer is better at level design than I am and knows how to make the level really feel like Mega Man with their own spin. I think with another edition, I'd either split the indoor section into two so there's another checkpoint, or reduce it by maybe 2 screens so it's more forgiving. This feels like a limit of playtesting, but considering how good this level is, it's impressive that this is the only issue. Also, I'd like to point out, with all the damage-based challenge, it was nice to have those health pickups scattered around the stage as well. One revision, and this level would be so much better, but that's not to say the level isn't already near the top of the entries. The other limiter is that I think other levels really do something to make something new, whereas this level is just purely beautiful and has superb execution, easily giving it a score of over 90. I would never say this level is bad, it just needs a few pushes a little further. I basically said the same thing like 5 times. Well then, those are some impressive graphics. If only the main design was equally as impressive. That's not saying that it's not good, but it could definitely have been better. There were some places where the elect blocks felt weirdly timed. The same also applies to the flame spikes. Most sections are fine though, and that's pretty much the point. They are fine, not much else. In theory, I love this level. It's got a fantastic sense of place, many creative... How do you give this an aesthetic of 6 out of 50? Many creative and enjoyable challenges, and a super detailed aesthetic that pushes the pixel to the limit. And Neil Baldwin music, nice. But there's the rub. That same overclocked aesthetic is exactly what hampered my enjoyment of the level. The pixel artistry here is great, but it's also extremely distracting. That's a nice summation of my problem with this level as a whole. It's very busy in a way that detracts from the parts of this level that are good, and large swaths of this level that are very good. There's a lot of different kinds of enemies and projectiles flying at you, in an extremely colorful stage with a complicated background, which means that even the less challenging screens can overwhelm you in a maelstrom of extremely vivid stuff. Okay, I can understand, the aesthetic score now. I think this could be tamped down by nixing the pointans, which are the most frustrating source of clutter in the stage. Some hue shifting to dull down the background would have been nice too, even though I think the stage is going for a CGA palette, which I appreciate intellectually, but is still distractingly bright. I like the stage a lot, mind you, it's just very extra. As a final note, while on later playthroughs, I didn't have any problems with this. I do think this stage could use a few more checkpoints or pickups. The difficulty is a little high here. It wasn't that difficult of a stage, even for how sloppy I played it, but... Although I do agree it could have used a couple more checkpoints. It did feel like we kind of... because there was a lot of the challenges, the gimmicks were like damage based, and there was a lot of enemy based challenges as well that could easily rack up the damage, and then you end up dying before you hit the next checkpoint, and you get sent quite a ways back. Yeah, I think a couple more checkpoints would have been good here too. How spooky. This level did a good job sticking to its aesthetic, and it was mostly good in that regard, though a handful of times the background was almost too detailed, making it a little hard to tell where I could stand. I can agree with that a little bit. And the sprites were definitely a nice touch that added to the level. For the level itself, I had a pretty good time with it. I like some of the usage of the fire spikes. The one moving platform over the fire spikes itself was especially spicy. And while I do think there were times where there were slightly too much going on with the elect blocks and infinite crazy razzy heads, it turned out to be a pretty fun round, even if a couple areas got a little too crowded for their own good. Yeah, pretty good summation. And this is one of the times that I can respect all the... We gotta do this again. Alright, because that is the end of Tier 10. Tier 10 only had 9 stages to it. But next time, I guess we're going to start Tier 11, which is up by where base is. I'm still not going to go and look around for other side quests or openings, because we might find some next. Let's see what he has to say now. I've got no respect for anyone who goes there before beating all the other tiers. Are you even worthy? You finished all the other tiers. Now go ride the elevator to Tier 11 and show me what you've got. We're gonna do that next time. But for now, I'll take my leave.